Hey there, fellas. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. Welcome to my second ever non-scripted live action video. I leave to go back to college tomorrow, so before I do, I thought I might as well share what I got over break. Now, I'm very spoiled, but I'm not spoiled enough where I got all of this just from Christmas gifts, although a decent amount of it was. No, I swear, I worked a job and saved and invested a little bit for some of this, and I didn't spend all my money, don't worry. I'm actually really smart.
I too am extraordinarily humble.
You would not be able to guess that by anything about me, so maybe I'm actually not, but I like to think I am. As you can see, there's quite a few sets, and some that didn't even come with boxes because I got them at a Bricks and Minifigs. So let's get started with, should we go chronological order or theme order? Let's go theme order. Let's start with Ninjago. Why? Alright, you guys are currently sitting on the opposite side of the messiest table on earth, but let's get started. I hope you like my makeshift setup right now. When I went to my local LEGO store at the Mall of America on January 1st, I knew I had to pick up all the new Ninjago sets, or at least the best ones, and the ones that needed to be picked up, such as this one, Zane's Battlesuit Mech. Actually the cheapest set of this entire haul. Let's take a look. Now, I'm obviously not a professional reviewer, so I'm just going to give my general opinions on this set. Definitely very glad I got it. Superposable. The build is honestly better than I thought it would be. But of course, we got it for the minifigures. Now, of course, when the March sets got revealed, it looks like this guy, Drix, is no longer going to be exclusive, which is kind of a bummer, but at least it was a good value here. 3 figures for $10. And I don't mind the Zane figure, and that might remain exclusive too. But yeah, overall, very happy with this little set. I'm realizing now that this camera setup is not going to work, considering this is not one of the taller boxes, and it's taken up the entire frame. But nonetheless, Dragonian Storm Village. Kind of just one of those Lego Ninjago minifig packs more than anything, but the figures in here are really good. You know, you get the new Moro. What the heck is he doing? What is he doing, guys? And you get Zane and Nia, who are 2 of my favorite ninja from this wave. 2 Dragonians, love to see that. And of course, Rogue from my favorite ninja, Jay. What did they do to my boy? What's he gonna do? At least maybe he's got some story implications and he's gonna be a main character this season. Probably not, but it's something going on. Anyway, very happy with this little set. And even though it's not a great price to part ratio, I'm pretty satisfied with the value of this thing. We are going to start running into some problems with the boxes very soon. But this is the set I was most looking forward to for Ninjago 2025. It's Aaron and Roz's Super Stormjet. Don't get it mixed up, it's a super. Let's check this baby out. Now the build of this thing did not disappoint me. I'm very happy with this. It looks very sweet. It's like if Ninjago tried an X-Wing, but like did it with a super unique color scheme. I don't know if I love the purple and pink on the back, but like this thing is just so sweet. And I love to see an Aaron vehicle that's like probably gonna be pretty popular because I think a lot of people really like this build. Kind of left the crappy little dragon off the side. I don't need him to be on there, you know, it would kind of mess with it. So I got Roz in the cockpit and in the better cockpit. And you know, I guess we're showing off play features now because boom, hours of fun. Really smart. But yeah, no, even after building all the new Ninjago sets, I still think this is my favorite. Definitely very happy with it. And now we've officially run out of box space. But here it is, Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech, biggest set of the Ninjago 2025 wave so far. There's the whole box, and there's the set. This one is definitely my second most favorited coming into the wave, and I think it's gonna stay that way. It's definitely a super cool model. The wings look absolutely sick on this thing. I mean that's just too cool. I love me some mechs with wings. The Lloyd and Cole's Titan mechs both had them. Those are 2 of my favorite mechs I have. So Rai is gonna make that no different with his addition to this thing here. And do I wanna break this apart? You know, I'm not a review channel. Do I have to show that? I think I do. How do I? Smart. Which one's the front? Reference material. And so here the 4 vehicles are. We got Zane, Ryu, Pixel's truck. You in this one? Yes, you are. And Sora's glider. And I gotta say, this one is definitely my favorite. I love how you can spin the top and it just looks like a Jedi Starfighter, or Jedi T6 Jedi Shuttle, and Mandalorian Starfighter from Star Wars. And those are 2 of my favorite sets. So this is definitely a winner. Like I said, I got those sets on January 1st at the mall. So let's go over the sets I got for Christmas, starting off with the one icon set I got. That one set, of course, being the Vespa 125. This was definitely one of the Icons models I wanted for a long time, so I'm definitely glad that I was able to get this one as a gift. Super beautiful, all around, love everything about it, except I always get very unlucky with my sticker color. Look how much different that is from the blue. Overall though, still an excellent set. Super glad that I own it. Now let's get started with the cream and crop of this haul, Lego Star Wars, starting with the Ahsoka 332nd Battle Legion whatever pack Troopers. Helmet holes aside, which I don't really care about, this is a great set full of a lot of great figures. Obviously the Vaughn could be a bit better, more deluxe since he's a captain, but you know, people wouldn't have wanted a captain in a battle pack anyway, so at least he's more massable this way. And this has got to be one of the best battle pack builds like of all time. This Swamp Speeder is really good. And then next up we have Ahsoka Tano's Duel on Peridia. Super cool little set. Now my Ahsoka collection is pretty much complete, so I love that. A lot of great minifigures. Of course, I had to add Sabine to make the scene really accurate. I'm really bad at putting on stickers, so this set isn't perfect that way, especially because I definitely messed up a lot of the stickers, but the play functions are kind of nice. I mean, watch this. I don't think you're ready for it. Boom. But yeah, a lot of great minifigs in this one, super glad to own it. And now my Ahsoka collection is pretty much complete. And then a fan favorite of this year for LEGO Star Wars has been the Boarding the Tantive 4 set, which I also got for Christmas. Another splendid little minifig pack with a pretty good build of the Tantive hallway, although it's a bit smaller than I'd like. I personally find the door feature, look at that, boom, boom. I find that pretty satisfying to do, especially to close it. And then of course we have our little guys who we can explode, be like, oh. We could explode them. Oh, this is why I have 4 subscribers. He just got, like, shot by a stormtrooper. That's insane. No, yeah, but super cool little diorama set from obviously a super iconic scene. So I'm definitely, again, glad to own this one. My penultimate set that I got as a gift for Christmas is the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter. Probably my favorite set that I got for Christmas, and it's just super cool. It's super sturdy except for that part. I love all the little details, like on the broken engine parts. I love the spring-loaded shooter on the front. Grogu sits really nice in the back. And this thing's pretty big. Like, it's bigger than the last N1 Starfighter. And this set will go really well with a set that I'll show you later. And then the last set that I got as a gift for Christmas is the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc. It's the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc pit from this year. There we go.
Really smart.
Thank goodness I got this as a gift, so I wouldn't have to spend my own $80 on it. But I'm, again, so happy to have this. I'm very gracious. Let's check it out. Now, Return of the Jedi was the first Star Wars movie I ever watched, so this is pretty much the first scene that I ever saw of Star Wars, so it's very nostalgic for me. So I'm obviously a huge fan of the set, as well as the builds themselves are just incredible. Like, the Sarlacc pit's the best one ever, and so is the Skiff, honestly. Minifigs I really like. Obviously, I wish there was another guard to pose as a villain besides Boba Fett, who I don't mind being the Empire Strikes Back version. I just wish he had the little shoulder cape pauldron thing. Am I a bit of an enabler for not really caring that much about it? A little bit. Yeah, another set that has pretty good features. You know, you can move the little tentacles. Boba Fett can go in the mouth of the beast. There's the walk the plank feature a little bit, as you can see there. It's pretty much UCS quality, the Skiff's building techniques. It's really immaculate the way that thing is built. Boba Fett's a super good minifig outside of the cloth pauldron that I wish he had. And the other minifigs are really good too. Lando is particularly a favorite of mine. And so yeah, I'm very happy to have this one again. Now when I went shopping with Christmas money, and of course a lot of the other money that I had accumulated over the years, a lot of the sets you're gonna get are used and retired and not gonna come with boxes, such as this 2017 Republic Fighter tank, which I'm very happy that I was able to pick up with the Ayla Secura minifigure for a pretty good deal. I know it's not as big as the 2008 version, or doesn't come with as good of a minifigure selection as the 2022 version, but I still think this is a really solid set. A lot of people say it's a lot more accurate than the 2022 version, and while I kind of actually like the look of that one, if it's more accurate, I'll take your word for it. I love Star Wars, obviously, but I don't need everything to be like super exactly detailed, as like accurate as you can get, so I'm just happy if the thing looks cool. And I do think this looks cool, whether it's accurate or not. It's also got some decent features with the moving cannons and everyone's favorite stud shooters. I like the way it just rolls on the floor like that. Color scheme is pretty sweet. Overall, great set, great find. Another set I got used that is not retired is the 2024 Sith Infiltrator. I think I said in a previous video that I don't love the design of this one, and while I think this part in particular could be a lot shorter, I have really changed my mind on it since picking it up, or at least seeing it in store and looking at it and like, this is a lot better than I thought it was in pictures. Did I get it with the Saw Gerrera minifig? No, but I got it for way under retail price, so I think it's worth it. And I can always pick up the Saw Gerrera minifig if I want it by itself. Yeah, this set, like, especially that top view, I think is sweet with all like the light gray shaping they got on it. And then of course you can open up the cockpit, get Darth Maul out. Of course, you know, obviously you gotta wish that he had pupils on him, but it is what it is. We'll live with it. It is what it is. Yeah, overall, another set that, of course, I'm super happy to get. A set that I'm thrilled that I was able to pick up is the 2018 TIE Fighter. Like I said in my sets that I'm so mad I missed out on video about Star Wars, this was number 2 on that list, so I'm super happy that I was able to pick it up. Unfortunately, it did not come with all the cool minifigures, just came with the TIE Pilot. But that means that I got it for way less than it's going for. I think it's going for like 200 or something, and I got it for like less than 60. And the build was 100% complete with the pilot, and that's all that I really cared about, to be honest. So yeah, super hyped to have found this one on a good deal. This is probably top 3 of my favorite sets that I've gotten recently.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
And then I got its incredible counterpart, the 2018 X-Wing. This is obviously the best X-Wing they've ever made in playset form, at least, and it goes perfectly with that TIE Fighter. Easily the best wing unlocking function. Like, that just looks way too cool, and it's way too easy to do it. And the rubber bands, it uses 2 of them, so it's gonna stay strong the whole time. And it's even satisfying to drop them, just like that. Like, I wouldn't change a single thing about this set. Maybe the Rebel Pilot helmets, but that's alright. The current X-Wings will probably never look like this with all the downsizing going on. So I'm so glad I was able to pick this one up, and at a reasonable price too. And then the last set that I got retired, can't even see me, did come brand new, the 2022 Justifier right here. I'm really running out of table room. While a lot of people hate on this set for its price, I still think it's a great model. You have a pretty decent interior in there with your Cad Bane, and I put Omega in there as well. Omega, whatever.
Omega.
I think the look of this thing is just super sweet, and it's huge too. Really is a behemoth, and shows you that like price per part isn't everything. Dropping the landing gear function is pretty sweet. And of course you can bring the hammer back up as well for another even sicker look. And I got this for an even better deal than retail. I know it's retired, but I got it for $145 brand new, sealed in box, in perfect condition. Shout out Bricks and Minifigs in Champlin, Minnesota. They always have great deals. I know you're looking at the screen and you're thinking, wow, you are the problem. Why did you get that?
You're the problem.
I know it's overpriced, but hey, let me use my girl math real quick. If I have insider's points and I get this for basically free, is it really $45? Yes, we do have the new January 1st Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor from 2025. As you can see, we're no longer in the retired sets section. Now we're just in the sets that I was able to pick up that are still being currently sold. And I think this really is the best Interceptor that they've ever made for anyone, honestly. Like, the shaping is just really, really awesome on the top there. And the cockpit, I like the new piece personally. I wish it wasn't attached to the front part, because then the whole thing opens up and that's a bit less accurate, which I know I said I didn't really care about. I like to pick and choose.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah, honestly, this set, like, feels heavier than I have Obi-Wan's Interceptor from 2016. This one, like, feels heavier than that one. So I can see it being worth more than that one, at least. But yeah, I still love this build so much. And the minifigs aren't half bad either. I really like those ones, too. Once again, I know, I'm the problem.
You're the problem.
But let me have some fun with my ARC 170. I know everyone in the Star Wars community is kind of hating on this set, and while I agree with some of their points to an extent, I think they're a lot more menial than they're making it seem. So you got your fun gun turrets on the back that you can actually move. The pilots are really good in this set. Love the minifigs. The cannons could definitely be better. That's something that I will agree with, and the wings could be longer, but that doesn't bother me as much. And then I really don't understand why they had like the plates on the back, because those fall off a lot. But other than that, like, I really like the look of this set, honestly. The engines I think are the best out of all the ARC 170s they made. Same with the nose and the wing function. You can't disagree that that's the best one, with just how simple it is compared to the other ones where it like takes 10 minutes to fold them out. And I find it really satisfying to close it. I could close it forever. Yeah, with the wings open, I think this set still looks really, really cool. Finally, I have a set that's not that controversial with the TIE Interceptor versus Mandalorian Fang Fighter here. I think everyone agrees that these builds are both spectacular. Everyone likes the TIE Interceptor better, but I love the Mandalorian Fang Fighter too. Like, the shaping is really cool. I just like holding this thing, honestly. It's one of the most swooshable things they've made, I think. Stud shooters, right? Boom. Get hit. But yeah, I'm not going to disagree that the Interceptor is better. This is probably one of the best, like, TIE anythings they've ever made. It rivals the UCS one that I also have and love. Like, this is probably the best minifig scale cockpit area of a TIE fighter of any form that they've ever made. I'm so happy that this is in scale with the 2018 set and not the 2021/2024 set, because this would be a bit disappointing downsides, but it's awesome like this. Building techniques and wings are just absolutely stellar and insane on this one. The second to last set here is a beauty. It's the Onyx Cinder from the Skeleton Crew, a show that I'm really enjoying so far. This thing is like super compact. It's really fun to look at. I love the striping they have going on the front. The thrusters are incredible. Like, it's just amazing from all angles, this thing. And the fact that it's so cool in the show too does not harm it. I love the engine thrust flipping feature. That's super satisfying. Reminds me of the Misfortunes Keep feature from 2016 and Ninjago. Minifigs in this set are alright. They go off the designs in the show, which aren't that great. But I like how you can fit them all in this set, albeit a bit compact. You got Jod Silvo, however many names he has in the cockpit there. And then it is a bit hard to access the interior interior, I'll give it that. We were able to fit all the kids in there. It's a pretty like good looking interior for its size too. But yeah, all the play features and the aesthetics of this set just make it a wonder. Definitely glad to have this one once again. Okay, yeah, I don't know how I saw a world where this would work. As you can see, my final set that I was able to pick up is the UCS Razor Crest. Now the biggest set in my collection by piece count. Absolute behemoth, but was it worth it? Now I was able to get this one off of Amazon for like $5.17, so at least that's a little bit of a better, cheaper deal.
I'm a businessman.
And at that price, I think this set was absolutely worth it. I think it's by far the best value of all the huge UCS sets that LEGO has on sale today. Not even judging just by price per piece, just like in general. In my opinion, this might be like the most flawless LEGO set ever. There's like pretty much nothing I could say wrong about it except for the stickers that I wish were prints, but honestly, my printing color was a lot better than I thought it would be. Like on the Venator, my gray stickers are pretty much green. Okay, it's not showing up great on camera, but like, see what I mean? It's like kind of like a greenish.
Man, that problem is so white, it should go snowboarding.
But now let's go into this thing and take a bit of a closer look. Now you can see what I meant by dirtiest table ever, but anyway, yeah. Details on this thing are just absolutely like insane all around. Not a single part is left without a detail. I just love how like there's even like a ton of little like inconsistencies and that aren't mirrored image, like just all the little things that make this set absolutely perfect. Shaping is just immaculate. Thrusters are awesome. I love everything on the top, the bottom, the back, the front, the sides, everything about it. I mean, that right there just tells you all I need to know about it. Just absolutely insane. Very perfect model. I mean, only thing you can maybe say is that it should have been all chrome silver, but that would just be insanely expensive and probably really fragile too. Now let's take a look at the interior for a little bit. Yeah, as I like to call it, UCS chair. Probably one of the best chairs LEGO's ever made, with a really good Mandalorian minifigure right there. And yes, I keep him in there for my display. Got Grogu in a pram. As you can see, I have Mando's hair right there. And then we have the lovely little escape pod. Cool little feature right there. And then I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this with one hand, but here we go. Grab the massive thruster. Can't even grab it by hand. Yeah, doing this one-handed was a bad idea. I broke a couple things. really smart. And now you can see, break a couple more panels off. Just an absolutely insanely detailed interior. You can see I have the Mithril right there too. Weapons cabinet, Boba Fett. Lovely carbonite freezer stuff right there. You can even take this part off. Got even more of an interior. A bed, some doors, and even under the bed, of course, we have a little electrical wiring system. Yeah, there's the one last look at the interior. I kind of like what someone said that I heard a couple days ago. This thing kind of looks like a grasshopper without its thrusters, and I can kind of see it a little bit. I love how tight all the gaps are. Like, it's just insane on this thing. Putting the final piece on. I mean, that's just lovely. Just absolutely perfect. Look at all the angles. The shaping is perfect. One of my favorite parts is all the hidden doors they have. Just so seamless. Like, you wouldn't have even known that it's there. That's just such a perfect fit. Satisfyingly goes back in there. You gotta love the back section too, where that all comes down. Hydraulic gets super satisfying in there. And then, can we get a good lighting in there? Sort of. Just one last look at the interior. Just absolutely magnificent. Well, I suppose we should do a collection update, shouldn't we? Since you guys so clearly loved the last one. As you can probably imagine, nothing has really changed in this area. Still got my Ninjago City collection with the NES and the office right underneath. Then moving all the way over here to our Ninjago room, another room that hasn't really changed much. Of course, we still have Ninjago movie shelf, looking fine as ever. And turn around here, of course, we still have all my Wild Brain, Seabound, Island, Master of the Mountain, Prime Empire, and then Season 11. Scroll down, we still have Season 2, Season 5, getting this whole long shelf looking mighty beautiful. And Season 1 coming with that update with the Ultrasonic Raider that we added last time. Didn't get much screen time, but that still looks glorious. And then of course, moving over, we have our 2018 shelf with Season 8 and 9. Moving one more down, we still have Crystallized. Still looking good, still looking good. Love all the transparent colors in that wave. Still have our OG display, nothing's changed there. And then our bottom shelf, this is what has changed. Of course, we still have Ninjago movie. And then Dragons Rising Season 2 gets the majority of it as we go along. But then we switched up this shelf a little bit. We now have the Shadow Dojo a bit more diagonal to make room for our Dragons Rising Season 3 display. With Zane's battlesuit mech right there, the Super Storm Jet, Dragonian Storm Village, and of course, Zane's Combiner mech back there. And then we have our little Possession remnants that were a bit too tall for the Possession shelf, chilling over here looking glorious. But as we back out of there, I always love to just get one glance at the whole shelf because I still think it looks deliciously delicious. And now as we move on to our other shelves in the side of the house, these have also changed a bit. I didn't even open these last time, but boom, boom. This was what was on the bottom shelf. On the way right last time is our Flying Phoenix Fire Temple and Lego Marvel, again, Infinity War, as well as Spider-Man Homecoming and a little bit of Civil War going on in that one. Then right below that is my attempt at an original trilogy display with all of my original trilogy sets. We have the Star Destroyer, probably still my favorite set in this shelf, Y-Wing, X-Wing, AT-ST, TIE Bomber, TIE Interceptor, and TIE Fighter. Of course, TIE Interceptor coming from a Mandalorian set, but I thought it fit better here. Very big fan of this little display I got going here. Then open this down, try to get as much light in there as possible. Obviously not ideal lighting here, but again, it's not my house, so I'm very grateful for what I have here. We have our prequel display with our new editions of... Actually, let me fix you real quick. That's better, so our landing gear wasn't down.
Large amount of unprofessionalism right now.
Again, there's the Sith Infiltrator. Looks very good from eye level because you can't really see the fat little lip it has. Obi-Wan's Starfighter, Obi-Wan's Interceptor, Naboo Starfighter, the original one, or at least original model. That one's from 2015. It's not the original set. AT-TE back there. I actually pronounced it right this time. You're welcome. AT-AT. Then there's our fun little ARC 170 amidst a couple clone battle packs. Then move one down. We still have our Lego Movie shelf. It's moved up one little bit level. And then I also added some Ninjago core in there because that's where I could find space for it. But closing these as loudly as possible, as we always do, we are free to move on to this shelf, which we open as quiet as possible. Still have Dragons Rising Season 1 looking delicious and magnificent on that top shelf. And we still have Rebooted, still have Skybound Tournament of Elements, still have Day of the Departed and Hands of Time. But down here now we kind of have a shelf that is incomplete, but I still like it because we have some Bounty Hunter / not allied with a certain side sets with the Cad Bane's Justifier and the Onyx Cinder looking pretty good next to each other, I must say. That concludes our basement segment. Time to move back to the room. Check out this. Kids, this is how professionals do it. They just lodge all their boxes on the nearest spot possible to get rid of them.
That is one big pile of shit.
Right as you walk into my room, you notice something pretty obvious right away. Venator has moved to this shelf in an attempt to make a Clone Wars display. Obviously, it's not perfect. This is probably one of the shelves I'm least satisfied with at the moment, but the Venator just looks too good up there. I think it has to be there. Still looking detailed, glorious as always. And then here's the rest of my Clone Wars sets. Ahsoka's Interceptor and the Coruscant Guard gunship has now moved down here. Some sets that aren't quite Clone Wars but are kind of adjacent. I thought the Republic fighter tank fit in there nicely. And I do have the Mandalorian Starfighter kind of hiding back there. I don't love where it is right now, but that's its display right there because that is a Clone Wars set. And then I thought the Mandalorian Fang fighter would fit right next to it right there. And then of course moving back up here, this shelf got cleaned up a little bit because now all we have is our sequel sets are still chilling up there. And then here's kind of a little diorama-ish section for the original trilogy. We have Boarding the Tantive for the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit, and then the Death Star Final Duel. And then transitioning over here once again, love that view. You can see a pretty big change there as well. We'll once again start way up here. Black Panther and Thor's Hammer looking amazing as always. Then we move down this shelf is also unchanged except for the 25th anniversary sets, the minifigures that I've collected through the few sets that I have. Those two shelves mostly unchanged. And this one is very changed because I now have the NASA shuttle and Milano. Milano, I like that placement a lot more than where I had it last time. And then down, this used to be one of my cleanest shelves. Now it's a bit more cluttered thanks to the Vespa, but I still think it's a good display with all my vehicular devices that I got going on there. And then one down is our now complete Ahsoka series shelf with the Ghost, Shin Hati's Fighter versus E-Wing, the T6 Jedi Shuttle, and of course the duel on Peridia. And now moving back here, this of course is the shelf that is most obviously changed, I think. Of course we have Avengers Tower still looking incredible, tall and detailed and transparent light blue. Love to see that. And then here's kind of a bit of a Mandalorian display. We have Moff Gideon's light cruiser from the season 2 finale. Still a very good set, and I kind of like this little display I got here of Mando and the girls. I put Mando's Fang fighter set helmet on the Imperial light cruiser figure because I like the cape look better, and that's kind of the best look I like for Mando with that helmet. And then I have the, like I said, N1 Starfighter looking pretty good next to the UCS Razor Crest. And yes, I do have kind of a janky display plaque because I just have Queel chilling in the back, and then I like to have my figure in the set when it's minifig scale. So there's Mando at controls, of course, Grogu and the Mythrol are in the interior. Yeah, that is gonna do it for the collection update and haul video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you sticking with me through this video. I hope you like it. Of course, you guys love the collection video, as I said last time, so seems like these in-person videos aren't gonna do so well, but I enjoy making them, and they're a bit easier to edit, to be honest. So I hope you guys have a great day. See you next week, and go Vikes, baby. Beat the Rams, come on!